at this point you're considering moving from the UK to Australia through the New Zealand route, I take it you're aware of all the new or all the recent changes that has taken place from last month, July 2024. But if you're not, or you're just new to this process, you might want to stick with me on this video because I'm going to put you through on all the new process of how you can be able to achieve this. And we're going to go through it one after the other, step by step on this video. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Everybody, if you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Ada. I'm a registered nurse both in the UK as well as in New Zealand, and I'm also a registered nurse in Australia. So I went through the New Zealand Australia process. So in this video, I'm going to give you like recent ways of going through this pathway. Okay, there's been loads and loads of changes, and it has officially taken effect from the July 2024. So I know with all the recent happenings in the UK, a lot of persons are actually beginning to question their stand, like if they really want to stay here or if they want to like, you know, pick up their NCLEX books, dust it up and start preparing for NCLEX, either to go over to the US, to Canada or wherever. And some persons have also reached out to me about Australia, like, how is the process of coming over to Australia through the New Zealand route or going directly? Taking effect from July, there's something called like a self-assessment tool up on the New Zealand portal. I'll be giving like a screen recording of that process and how you can go about it. You can actually do that self-assessment by yourself so you know how to do it. I'll be leaving the link also at the description part of this video. So click on it and try to like do an assessment and know where you actually stand. I know people are a bit worried like, oh, things have changed, you know where you stand. So guys, once you come down to your Nursing and Midwifery Council New Zealand portal, you want to go straight to the part that says internationally qualified nurses. It's gonna come up this way. So you have the internationally qualified nurses, all the process and every other thing. All those other parts hasn't changed, okay? All that part is the same. Take a moment of your time to actually read through it. See where it says that the IQN registration process has been refined, where you can now use the self-assessment tool to find out if you require a test of competence to register as a nurse in New Zealand. And of course, these changes took place from the 1st of July. So on this part, you'll find like all the normal process, which is still the same, which is like having your documents going through the CGFNS, doing the applying to be registered, doing all the courses, the normal thing. That's if you do meet up with that registration part. But now where we're actually concentrating on is going first of all self-assessment tool, which is the first thing you need to do to find out if you qualify to even start up the process. So click on this part that says self-assessment tool. So nursing self-assessment tool. Now we have I am currently registered with an overseas regulatory body and I am not. There is no point even clicking the I am not, because once you do that, you see that you are not able to register as a nurse in New Zealand. So you need to first of all, of course, be a nurse in your home country before you can even try this process, okay? So that part is already answered. We'll go back to beginning. But if you are already registered, you're already registered maybe in Nigeria, in Ghana, in UK, wherever, you click I am currently registered with an overseas regulatory authority. So when you click that part, it says now, my nursing education that led to registration was completed in one of the following: in the US, in the UK, in Ireland, in Singapore, British Columbia, or in Ontario provinces. Or the other one that says my nursing education that led to registration was not completed in one of the following. You see that? So in my own case, it was not completed in one of the following. So I will click this. So now you have to decide, like you have to tell them, do you have a bachelor's degree in nursing or not? So in my own case, I had a bachelor's degree. I click that. I have completed at least 1,800 hours of work as a registered nurse. Don't worry if you do not have a bachelor's degree, we'll go over that one. Do you see the answer? So it says the answers you have given indicate you will have to complete the test of competence theory exam and clinical exam OSCE to become registered. So what it means in this point is that you definitely still have to go through the theory and the OSCE to get my registration in New Zealand, okay? Unfortunately, it is what it is. But now let's go back and see what happens if I had a diploma. So of course, I'm currently registered regulatory body. I do not have these qualifications. I did not get qualifications in UK, Ireland, or Singapore. I do not have a bachelor's degree. And I have and oversee nursing qualification as a diploma, I have completed 1,800 answers. So this here is what I'm going to have to do. So the answers I have provided indicate that my nursing qualification must be assessed by the NMC assessor to confirm if it meets the standards for education equivalent before I may be eligible. So if the qualification is not equivalent to New Zealand prescribed qualifications and does not meet our standard by Nursing Council assessors, then it is unlikely I will be eligible for registration as a registered nurse, but I may be able to register as an enrolled nurse. Okay, so this here, it is what it is. So if I have a diploma, then I have to go through the assessor to find out if I'm even going to be able to be registered as an enrolled nurse or as a registered nurse in Australia. Now, in New Zealand. So now Australia is the country that has been doing the whole enrolled nurse thing and then the registered nursing thing. So I think New Zealand has also adapted that process as well. I can do a separate video about what the enrolled nurses and what enrolled nurses is all about and the difference between that and a registered nurse in these countries. That will be an entirely different video. You can see it's a whole lot. I know it's a whole lot. A lot of persons are going to be disappointed, especially if you do have like a BSc degree. You might be disappointed because you'll be like, wow, so the only other option for me is to go through the theory and then the OSCE. But then no, all hopes are not lost, okay? Because now the theory and the OSCE, you can get the theory actually in like the person view centers, okay? The person view centers, there are so many centers in Nigeria, there are so many in Ghana, so many places. It's scattered all over, the same way we did for the UK. So you can get them in the person view centers, but then of course for the OSCE, you have to go over to New Zealand to do the OSCE, and of course it's very expensive. I believe in the cost of what the theory test is at the minute and what the OSCE is, as well as what the receipt exams for it is. So take a moment of your time to actually like go through all this. Find out if you really want to go through this process only to also go through the Australian one, or if you just want to go ahead and do the Australian. I know it's a lot at this point, it's a lot. It might be a little bit frustrating for you because it has really changed, but just go through it. It is what it is. There's nothing anybody can do about it. So go through it and decide what you want to do. But don't forget to leave a comment for me on the comment section to tell me what you think. Do you think this is a very good move? Of course, I know what you're going to say, but if you're already in the process and you need some clarifications also, don't forget to leave your comments or your questions on the comment section. You know, let's just interact and like decide on the way forward and what next to do. Okay, so I hope if you've watched this video to this time and you haven't liked it, guys, what are you waiting for? Please hit the like button, subscribe, share this video to anybody who might be in this process or who is actually considering this exact process, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.